Real-life bloodline member teases the possibility of becoming the tribal chief instead of Roman Reigns or solo Sikoa. Sure, here's an intriguing narrative about a real-life bloodline family member contemplating the role of the tribal chief, positioning themselves against Roman Reigns and solo Sikoa in a way that could shift the entire WWE landscape. Let's explore the layers of family loyalty, power struggles, and the legacy of the Anoa'i family in this story. For over 3 years, WWE fans have witnessed Roman Reigns, the head of the table, dominate the wrestling world as the tribal chief of the bloodline, establishing one of the most successful factions in WWE history. With his stoic demeanor, ironclad authority, and the loyalty of his cousins, the Usos, and his younger brother, Solo Sikoa, Roman Reigns has solidified his place at the top. However, a recent tease from a real-life Anoa'i family member, hinting at the possibility of claiming the title of tribal chief, has sent shockwaves through WWE fans and wrestling insiders alike. The possibilities surrounding the new bloodline member, someone directly tied to the legendary Anoa'i dynasty, stepping up to the table not only disrupt the established pecking order, but also carry massive implications for the WWE's future. Could this relative be the one to finally dethrone Roman Reigns and assume the responsibilities of the tribal chief? And if so, how would he stack up against Solo Sikoa, a rising powerhouse in his own right? The Anoa'i family has given wrestling fans some of the most iconic names in WWE history: Yokozuna, Rikishi, The Rock, and of course, Roman Reigns. But within every dynasty lies the potential for power struggles, especially when leadership comes into question. Roman's reign as the tribal chief has been unprecedented, with his victory over legends like Brock Lesnar and John Cena further cementing his claim. Yet, whispers of dissent within the bloodline have surfaced in recent storylines, particularly as tensions between Reigns and his cousins, the now-split Usos, continue to grow. It's been speculated that this real-life Anoa'i family member could be Jacob Fatu, a powerhouse in his own right who has made a name in the wrestling world, particularly with his work in Major League Wrestling, MLW. Known for his intensity, athleticism, and physical style, Fatu possesses many qualities that would make him a credible threat to Reigns' position. But unlike Solo Sikoa, whose loyalty to his older brother Roman has never truly wavered, Jacob Fatu would be entering the WWE landscape with his own ambitions, potentially challenging Roman's leadership while looking to carve his own legacy. In an interview, Fatu hinted at the idea of stepping into WWE, stating, "The Anoa'i family is built on respect, loyalty, and blood. But at the end of the day, every lion in the pack has to ask himself, am I following the right leader?" This statement alone shows a subtle but powerful ambition, hinting at his readiness to confront Reigns and challenge the bloodline hierarchy. For Roman, the idea of a family member attempting to dethrone him presents both a betrayal and a personal challenge. Having spent the past several years constructing his empire, Roman would see any attempt to usurp his position as a grave disrespect to his leadership and the sacrifices he's made. His entire persona is built around being the head of the table, the one who provides, protects, and dominates within and outside the family. If Fatu were to challenge him, Roman's response would likely be swift and intense. However, this isn't just about physical power or WWE titles. It's about a symbolic transfer of authority that has immense weight for a family built on legacy. Roman Reigns isn't just fighting to retain his titles. He's fighting to retain his identity as the tribal chief. Solo Sikoa is an unpredictable factor in this potential storyline. While he has shown his loyalty to his brother Roman, and by extension, the bloodline's leadership, Solo has a unique style that makes him a force to be reckoned with. His stoic and almost silent demeanor hides a fierce competitor, someone who has proved time and again that he can hold his own in high-stakes situations. WWE has hinted at a deeper storyline for Solo, especially since he's often seen as Roman's enforcer within the bloodline. In the case of a challenge from Jacob Fatu, Solo could be placed in an agonizing position. On one hand, he might remain loyal to Roman, upholding the structure that has brought him success in WWE. But on the other, he may begin to see Fatu as someone who embodies the traditional values of the family, perhaps even more authentically than Roman himself. Solo could very well side with Fatu, creating a new faction within the bloodline, a subplot that could culminate in a massive showdown between the family's different factions. In a storyline that could rival some of the most epic feuds in WWE history, Fatu's entry into the WWE Universe would introduce a highly dramatic family feud. The narrative could begin subtly, with Fatu initially siding with Roman, playing the part of a loyal cousin. As tensions rise, WWE could have moments where Fatu subtly questions Roman's decisions, gradually building to a tipping point. He could argue that Roman's choices no longer reflect the values of the Anoa'i family, claiming that the head of the table has become too focused on personal gain rather than family honor. The Usos could also play a role in this feud. With Jimmy and Jay each having separate trajectories, their allegiances may shift based on their perception of Roman's integrity, and whether Fatu's vision aligns more closely with what they believe the bloodline should represent. This storyline would touch on betrayal, loyalty, and the weight of family expectations, providing a narrative with deep emotional stakes for each character. If WWE were to fully invest in this storyline, the ultimate climax could be at WrestleMania, a triple threat match between Roman Reigns, Solo Sikoa, and Jacob Fatu for the title of Tribal Chief. Such a match would represent more than just competition. It would be a battle for the soul of the bloodline and the Anoa'i family's future. Each competitor would bring unique strengths to the fight. Roman would utilize his cerebral, methodical style, combined with his vast experience in high-stakes matches. Solo would embody sheer power and brutality, a wild card capable of throwing any situation into chaos. Meanwhile, Fatu would showcase his speed, agility, and willingness to take risks, embodying a balance between traditional Samoan wrestling and modern techniques. In the storyline's ultimate twist, WWE could even introduce a council of elders within the Anoa'i family, perhaps bringing in figures like Ricochet or other family legends to decide on the new tribal chief. This council could weigh in, either giving Fatu the endorsement he needs or forcing Roman to face his family's doubts about his leadership. Should Jacob Fatu emerge victorious, the ramifications would be profound. Roman's dominance would come to an end, and Fatu would carry the family's legacy forward in a way that stays true to tradition. But if Roman retains his title, it would solidify his claim to the throne like never before, proving that he's the undisputed head of the Anoa'i dynasty. Either outcome would dramatically impact the bloodline's standing within WWE and cement the next phase of its storyline. For fans, the arrival of another real-life family member is more than a storyline. It's an epic continuation of a multi-generational legacy that extends beyond the ring. The outcome would shape not just WWE's storylines, but would also allow fans to witness the evolution of one of wrestling's most storied families, keeping everyone at the edge of their seat.